Casey Anthony's mother, Cindy, took the witness stand to defend her daughter after being accused of committing perjury for her. Then Cindy goes to the jail to visit her daughter the other day, and Casey refuses to see her. Join us, our Orlando attorney Diana Tennis, former San Francisco Assistant DA Jim Hammer, and criminal defense attorneys Bernie Grimm and Ted Williams. Ted represents the son of the man who found Kaylee's remains, and either Casey didn't want to see her mother, or she knew that it would be recorded and we'd all get to watch at some point under the very liberal tape releases in Florida. Bernie, what do you think of the juror?
Blown away. I mean, conscientious, listened to the instructions, knew the evidence cold from memory from start to finish. I understand, talking to you off camera for a minute, took notes.
400, he told me, and the viewers will hear it later in the week, he took 400 pages of notes. 400
pages of notes, 44 days of his life, and look what happens. He's despised, he's hated, there's outrage. You know, I don't understand, where's the outrage when people are wrongly convicted in the jury process? It happens. It's not a perfect system, but that happens as well. This happens. Now, this case, it happened to be the right, technically speaking, it was the right verdict. It should be a celebration of due process.
Doesn't mean she's innocent.
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, she might be involved in it, but the evidence wasn't there.
Called guilty.
Yeah.
All right. Jim, you're the former prosecutor. What do you think about the juror interview and what he had to say so far? And there's a lot more to this.
Yeah, well, first of all, he's a very impressive guy. Nobody can fault this citizen who came in, did his duty, and delivered this verdict. But the more I listen to him, the more angry I am at Casey Anthony. You know, she got away with something very, very bad, Greta. This jury said it's not murder. I'm not convinced she's innocent. But innocent mothers, okay, innocent mothers who have nothing to do with the death of their child don't go party the next day. And as someone who spent his life as a prosecutor, how you act after a crime, I think, Greta, says a lot about what's going on in your head. So I'm not at all convinced she's innocent. Something very bad went on.
Jim, don't get me wrong. I'm not convinced she's innocent either. Although, is some of your outrage shared? Obviously, a lot of outrage justifiably with Casey Anthony, and she lied to the police. But the police had their opportunity in August to go when the crime scene still was a crime scene, or at least the remains,
I agree.
And get clues.
I agree.
But they blew that off.
Whoever dumped that young girl's body like a piece of trash by the road, okay, helped somebody get away possibly with murder. And the lesson from this is if you can hide a body long enough, Greta, and I know this from my work in this case, but I mean, watching this case, but my own work as a prosecutor, if you can hide the body long enough, you might get away with murder, and that's outrageous.
All right, Diana, your turn. What do you think?
All right. Well, number one, Bernie, 1,000% correct on everything he said. The thing that I loved most about hearing from this foreperson was his take on the chloroform was exactly what I have been saying for weeks. I've been laughed at every turn. I think she got that cartoon. I think literally she went online the next day because she didn't know what chloroform meant. 2 minutes, not a big deal. I was never impressed by any of the chloroform evidence, so I was thrilled to find out that the jurors actually saw things the way I did from that perspective, and I thought they did they really tried. They really looked at it. You can't say that they did not examine this from every which direction, and you got to respect you got to respect it.
When you say that the jury got on the chloroform, are you saying that she's innocent, which is a separate question? I mean, I take you not saying she's innocent.
Absolutely not. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just saying the chloroform evidence never impressed me.
All right, Ted.
Look, we've got to get past this frenzy about this case and the jurors. These jurors are men and women of our community. They sat for 44 days. They dedicated their lives. They made the best decision they could pursuant and based upon the evidence that was presented to them. A jury must never make a decision pursuant and based on emotions. And it appears as though we are so upset. I'm not saying that Casey Anthony is innocent of anything, but this jury is innocent of doing its job. The juror tonight was very impressive. They methodically went through the evidence and they came to a decision. And we must respect that decision.
And the outrage, let me go back, is imagine if the remains had been found when they were first called out. I don't know, I just think that it would have been...
I am so kicked by that. I am so troubled by that.
The cause of death, and instead people drop this, they blame the jury when they look for the cause of death. Anyway, I'm taking the last one. We got much more with this juror, but anyway, legal panel, thank you all. Straight ahead, our nation's debt is spiraling out of control, and right now the countdown is on. We are literally running out of credit. The latest is next.